then it's a plastic marriage to last mpaka ikienda sana April, Mungu akipenda. But as the populace, if we are to maintain we are tribeless, if we are to maintain the kind of unity we had prior to the 25th of June, we must choose a cause na tukufe nayo, because 90% of what is happening is sideshows, and it is just designed to take you back to your tribal cocoons. Thank you, Edgar.
Okay, thank you so much for being short and precise. Asante. I'm going to go to Dante. Your hand is up. Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Am I audible, everyone?
Yes, you're audible. Proceed.
Now, the question up there is saying that regarding Gachagua impeached, what next? For me, this is what I want to say. You know that place that those goons were voting today, a while ago, they were voting there, yes and no, and don't know, some absconded. That is where all our problem lies. If we can just wake up before end of this October and demand that IBC is to be reconstituted, we make noise in the streets, on social media, and everywhere, the way we used to make noise for the finance bill. This IBC will be constituted immediately, and we will have now a ground for calling those pigs in that parliament. That is where all our problem lies, because you can see the way they were fighting. Junet, it's like he's angry about something. You see, they are fighting. They are not even fighting for us. And for example, I was telling a friend of mine that if, for example, that Adani deal was tabled in the parliament for a voting, you will see so many MPs voting for it, yes, so that it can be, Adani can take over JKIA, because these guys don't care what we go through. You'll even see those MPs who you've been trusting so much fighting just for their Adani to take over, because they've been given something. So what I want us to do is, if we can have a direction, and let us make noise about IEBC. Although we are having so many things like the chief, the SHA, the Adani, we are having the modeling, the new model for the university funding. We are having so many things. But the main thing which can help us is when we are having an IEBC for calling MPs back home. So if there is something we can do, let's do that, because these PR that we are seeing on TV or regarding has been impeached, these are the things which come and go. But the main issue is we want those MPs to go. At the same time, the dereva Makanga shaenda, dereva is still, because kama dereva ni conman, ataenda na change yako, na Makanga ataendesha tu gari aende penye ataenda hadi afike stage. Makanga nafaa akishaenda aache gari, dereva aende, sisi wenye tuko gari tujiendeshe, because tuko na driving license, tunaweza jiendeshea hii gari mpaka place itafika. So that is my submission. Let's see what others are having in mind, because it's an open forum. We are gathering everything. Thank you, Edgar.
Okay, asante. I'm going to go to Jamia. Mila.
Can I just...
Sorry?
Can I just make some small, what do you call it?
Okay, remarks? You can proceed.
Okay, I think I'm a bit audible enough.
Yes, proceed.
Well, I think I will join the former speakers who preceded me. They reiterated the need to have the IBC constituted as early as possible. For instance, I come from my home constituency is Banisa constituency in Mandera County. Would you believe me, like now close to a year now, we don't have a member of parliament in our constituency since then our MP died, because there's no IBC or commission in place to hold the by-election. It's something that is very heartening because you will know, the need to have MP in every constituency in our country. Well, uh, somebody was saying kufa makanga kuva dereva. But it seems that is a bit constitutional absurdity. Why do I say so? It's because if the driver now is impeached, no, there's no way these MPs will going to impeach um, President Ruto. Even if they decide so, Ruto will use that famous Maraga case, where then Chief Justice Maraga advised President Uhuru Kenyatta to dissolve the parliament because it has not met the 2/3 gender threshold. Then William Ruto, even before that motion is substantively brought to the House, he has the constitutional power to dissolve the entire House. So it's a bit hard to send one William Ruto home because the Constitution in this is unprecedented at this time because because he can dissolve the parliament at any time he wishes so. Because that ruling is binding and the president can act at any given time. I think that should be clear. Secondly, I think the best option for the deputy president, Gachagua, was actually to resign, because that is the honorable thing to do when you see that your government is not is going divergent and there's ideological difference. Because a good history student will remember during I think post-independence in the 60s, the then Vice President Jaramogi Oginga, when he deferred with President Jomo Kenyatta, he actually resigned. We need to inculcate these resignation culture to our politics, because our politicians are too greedy. They will not let it go. If Rigathi Gachagua would have resigned yesterday, or as early as this, today morning, it would have been very good for him. Now it seems his die is cast. Even if he resigns now, I don't see what would stop the Senate discussing his motion to send him home. Even if he resigns, the Senate still will go ahead and discuss the matter in his absentia, and most probably his political career is definitely over. Maybe he can go to the High Court, up to the Supreme Court. The matter can go up to there. So I think the main thing that we are lacking in this country is the culture of resignations. Our politicians will never let it go. Even at gunpoint, they will never let it go. Be that as it may, we don't have any, we don't, entertain Gachagua's sympathy, because his boss, President William Ruto, actually tricked us in seeking sympathy. That's when many Kenyans elected. Of course, I was Azimio affiliate, and I never believed in this government. But it seems we are being vindicated every day with their primitive and policies they come with every single day. This government is going to surprise us. I think the only way now we need, as a young people of this country, is we civic education for our people. We sensitize our people, those in Mashambani and all those areas, and deep in the rural area, so that we mobilize them to have IDs, so that we have so many young people registered as voters. That's the only way to send William Ruto home in 2027. That is my final remarks, and I rest my case.
Okay, thank you so much. Jamil, kindly keep it short because there are so many people that want to speak. If you are speaking, I don't know if you can hear him. Okay, I can't really hear you. Are you really speaking? I don't know. Okay, I'll move to Abby.
Thank you.
if Rigathi Gachagua have gone, now ile slogan kufa ndereva kufa makanga na makan kavado
Hey,
is
jameni, si
better
utoke hata kwa
for the
kelele kwanza bwana. Unasema kufa dereva kufa makanga na uko kwa kelele. Toka kwa kelele kwanza ukuje uongee.
okay. I mean this.
Okay.
If Rigathi have gone, now the driver now is the one who is yani sisi wa Kenya tunatarajia sasa tuletewe hiyo motion sasa tujue kwando pia kufa dereva kufa makanga na mechanic. Thank you.
Aya, asante. Jamil, unaweza ongea? I really can't hear you. I don't know what the problem is. Okay, unaweza drop and then you come back and request the mic. I'll be able to give it to you. Abby?
Yes, Edgar, you can hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you. Proceed.
Thank you so much. I just want to say that as today I was watching, allow me to just give my comments about the impeachment motion today against Rigathi Gachagua, because I have never seen such an ingenuine bunge or parliament. I saw members of parliament come out very strongly as if to say and portray that they are white crimes that they were sticking the man for, they are not guilty of the same crimes. We saw them cheering and we saw them talking about the sins of this man and highlight what he has accumulated. And I was wondering, why can't they do the same in the same breath? Why can't they tell us what they have done with this within these 2 years? Because in the public domain, for me also, I concluded evidently that Parliament is under siege. Sorry, the Parliament is staged by the executive and most of the president. They cannot think for themselves. And I got very scared. It confirmed to me that these guys can literally pass any bill into law. And there's nothing we can do. Because as one of us has said, that we don't have an IEBC commission that we can use to either recall these members of parliament or mobilize ourselves and fellow young people to take up their voters card and their IDs towards making better choices for the leadership that we envision. They are sitting and they were full house. We even saw some members of parliament that we barely see in Bunge, that they don't even speak on any issue. That when we impeach Rigathi Gachagua, all the problems that we have faced under the Kenya Kwisha government will disappear into thin air. They were trying to push this, looking at the JKIA Adani deal is going to be removed from the table. Now the issues we have been raising about the education funding model are going to be addressed. That by impeaching Rigathi Gachagua, that Chief and Shah will start working, and that the health sector of this country will not continue being crippled and deteriorating. That the mothers and the women that lost their children because of being murdered by this same government, that the abductions that have been happening and others were still happening today as Bunge sat on that floor and debated about the impeachment of this man. That we had women in that same Bunge trying to tell us the way they feel insulted because a widow has been mali ya widow imechukuliwa ama mmoja wao sijui ameitwa the M word, as if that is the most grievous issue that is happening to the women of this country. Them not forgetting that Linda Mama is still not working. That we had women, we had a whole femicide advocating that femicide be addressed by the same parliament, but these same women did not rise up and join the women of Kenya. And yet time ya elections wanatukujianga hapa with the we report other women. I've never seen them raise issues of shift and how women are suffering because they cannot access healthcare services at affordable prices. But they were here chest thumping, so angry, as if their chests were almost bursting out of their body because one of them has been attacked. As if that one woman represents the interest of the women of this country. So I feel that today was a complete proof Complete that things are themselves. That this man has a sort of agitated their political class and their glass ceiling, and that is why they have come together and united to bring him on any issues that are touching on the public interest, not on anything that we have raised as the public. And so I thought we should be dissolved and how we need to start recalling these members of parliament. We just need to even start with one member of parliament. We get serious and demand that the IBC commission is constituted and that body starts functioning so that we can recall just one MP. We start with one, that's it. We need to start teaching them a lesson that they derived their power from us. We are the ones that elected them, and that they should be listening to us and not listening or taking orders from the executive. Otherwise, if they have succeeded in doing this, being rallied from the executive to impeach this the president, somebody we would somehow say he was powerful, what are they going to do to the rest of us? And so I agree, we need to mobilize ourselves, and we need to now start looking at issues towards ensuring that Parliament understands that the power belongs to the people. Thank you so much. I hope I've not taken a lot of time.
Okay. Thank you so much, Abby. Thank you so much for your submission, and thank you for trying to keep it short. I understand the heat. I understand how people are feeling about this whole situation, and I understand the point that you have from. I mean, impeaching a deputy president is the least of our worries right now, keeping in mind the fact that whatever we are facing as a country, we have so much on our plate, and just trying to impeach. It's not that I'm trying to sanitize Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua is as corrupt as William Ruto. But again, that was the least of our worries right now. So I'm going to let Jamil. You dropped. Can you speak?
Can you hear me now, Edgar? Can you hear me now, Edgar? Yeah, thank you. Bro, when you guys are not happy Rigathi is gone, me, I'm so happy.
It's not that we are not happy. The problem is, this is the list of our worries. If you look at our worries,
I get it. Edgar.
Our worries. But
I get it, Edgar. But again, Rigathi Gachagua needed to go like yesterday. Ule alifaa kuenda the first 3 months. The first 2 months, Gachagua alifaa kuenda. That nigga has been spewing nonsense with very, very stupid policies tangu aingie kwa ofisi. He needed to go like jana. And another thing, I think sisi tunasahau we are forgetting the nini of parliament, the role of parliament. Parliament ikipatiwa bill, they have to discuss it. Your bill ilikuja, and me, I think wali discuss. Now jamaa ameenda, and I'm very happy. And another thing, me, I'm not shocked with this parliament. Miss Jashtuka, let us stop acting like we are shocked. There is nothing shocking about what has happened today. There is no single day Parliament has ever stood with Kenyans. Hakuna, Edgar, one single day Parliament imesimama na sisi wa Kenya. We have always been alone. Hakuna magic ingefanyika leo wasimame na sisi. So we should not actually be shocked. What we need to do as Gen Zs right now, or as Levolution, Gen Zote, because now when I say Gen Z, I mean Generation Zote, not just like Gen Z, ni sasa tuanze kujiundia bills zetu, because I actually think that we can actually push our own motions and bills in Parliament. Example, if these activists, kina Nifa, kina Boni, kina whatever their names are, kina Morara, I don't know, kina nani, if they really want change, waanze na hapo Parliament kupeleka bills hapo. Waanze kupush bills hapo, tuone wale ma MP wenye watakata kitu sisi wa Kenya tunataka. Tuone vile watavote, tuone ndio hii wamekataa. The very first mistake that we have been making as Kenyans is sending giving our troubles to the very, very people who are causing it. Wewe unataka MP akupushie shift na hajawahi push anything that inakusaidia. Unaona dhani ni miracle gani itafanyika? Let us start sending these activists themselves our frontline. Waende Parliament na bills of what we want. Waanze ku draft bills, and then we sit and watch the way these MPs will nullify or not vote for the kind of thing that we want. That is the very first step that we should do right now. Because hiyo ndo duty yao. Wakipata bill wanaiongelea. Eric Omondi tried it. Na tuliona bill Eric Omondi iliongelewa. Na ilipitishwa actually. So let us see how they will also deal with our own bills, number one. And then number two, electorate mkage sasa mkijua choices have consequences. To get it. Tukage sasa tukijua hivyo. When we retained 3/4 of this parliament that blundered us in 2013, did we expect some magic to happen in 2022? There's no magic here. Let us not be shocked or whatever. If these niggas want to hang Gachagua, let them hang him. He is as useless as they are. This is a case where kuna wezi wawili wamekosana, mwizi mmoja akasnitch mwizi mwingine. Haimaanishi tusitandike huyo mwizi, tusimpatie mob justice kwa sababu pia mwingine ni mwizi. Tutakusanitize, tutakupiga, mwingine kifika tutampiga. Let Gachagua go. He is not on our side. He has never been on our side, and he is not even intending to be on our side. I remember very well, me as a Luo, Gachagua said that if we want to start receiving resources, we should now vote na akili. Sisi wajalio tupige kura na akili ndo tuweze receive resources tuwekwe kwa serikali. Even our own MPs had to go to parliament. Ati sasa ndo tuanze receive maendeleo. Because of the way Gachagua is speaking, ati ameweka mitego in State House, not Parliament, I mean. And then you want me to say that such a nigga, he should go. In fact, mimi naweza msukuma hivi nikimsindikiza hivi nje ya ofisi yake. You get it? That is what I want to say, Edgar. Let us not say that whatever happened in Parliament today was not good. It has never been good. It's not different. Actually, today at least wamefanya kitu ya maana, wamefukuza mtu walifaa kufukuza. This motion ilitota very late. Hii motion ilifaa ikuje last year. That's what I want to say.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to go to Fred Mokua, sorry. Fred Mokua, hi, how are you? Proceed.
I'm fine, thank you, Edgar, just for the platform. So mine is, I've never seen a parliament behaving like this. This is the worst parliament I've ever seen since I was born. Ama tangu nijue mambo ya siasa. So when we say that they have done a very good job, look at the finance bill. The main agenda here is the finance bill 2024-2025. Wapunge waliunga hiyo finance bill mkono. Young generation of Kenya, they said no to this finance bill. So machungu yote wamerekeza kwa Gachagua kwa sababu shida yeye wamesema vizuri kabisa, he didn't support the finance bill, he didn't support the president. So wametuletea sumu just Gachagua ndio awape support. So tunasema hivi, kufa makanga, kufa dereva. Kama Gachagua ni ukweli akona hizo kampuni zaidi ya 20, Ruto mwenyewe akona ngapi? If saa hii tunasema ati huyu mtu amekuwa akifanya mambo ambao si mazuri tangu aingie kwa hii serikali. Ruto amekuwa akifanya nini? Na tulichagua nani sasa? We voted for wenye walichagua hii serikali walichagua nani? They voted for Mr. William Samoei Ruto. So kwanza kutuambia ati so Gachagua sijui kusema ati Kenya sijui ni share, amesema vizuri Moses Wetangula akiwa chama cha Ford Kenya. They went and bargain yeye apewe speaker Moses Wetangula. Ile ya Musalia wao walisema ni cabinet prime nini wamepewa. Paya Amazon King alipewa speaker ya Senate. Huyu mtu yeye kama Fort Mount Kenya bargained. Yeye anasema ile hali halisi. So the problem here is ameleta mpaka clips Ruto akiwa deputy president akisema nyinyi watu wa Nairobi there will be no demolitions likiwa kama kutakuwa na demolition, we should have what we call an agreement ya wananchi na serikali. So Gachagua amekuja kusema mbona mnapomolea watu manyumba, mnasema anapinga mambo ya devolution. So I'm very sure we have step 2, which is the Senate. It might not survive, but stage 3 kule ni evidence judicially. The judicial will bring Legatte back as deputy president. So this is the worst government. Kama Gachagua ameipa hii pesa yote, Ruto ameipa ngapi? Adani dili. Awaongee yao wabunge mambo ya shift hiyo mambo na kutoka kwa NHIF kwenda kwa hiyo scandal. Awaongelee hiyo mambo ya education funding. Wabunge awaongee, na mtu anasema anafurahi Gachagua he was to go yesterday. Hii serikali ni bofu. Hii haiko kwa madhumuni ya Mkenya. So I'm not supporting this. Meaning wapunge they have impeached the deputy president. Mbona hatuna ile nafasi tulikola wa MPs? Na Gachagua amesema vizuri, hii bunge ndio inagawa resources, wao ndio wanaunda. So when you blame deputy president ati mambo na share, nani anagawa resources? So mimi siungi hiyo maneno mkono, ninasema this is the worst government. Hakuna vile mnafukuza Legatte Gachagua na Ruto amchamfukuza, hiyo si haki. I'm not from the mountain side, I'm from Nyanza, but when you support Gachagua alisema hivi 2018 Raila aliingia kwa serikali na mlango ya nyuma, hakuenda na hakupewa position katika serikali. Tukasema serikali ni mbovu. Gharama ya maisha ilikuja juu kwa sababu Raila alisalimia Uhuru Kenyatta. Raundi hii Raila amekuja na watu wake wamepewa mpaka nafasi. Amepewa nafasi ya kina Mbadi wako kwa serikali, ya kina ODM imeingia itainibedi with the government. Serikali itakuwa aje? Gachagua kusema kwamba sasa mimi niliona kumbe Uhuru hakuwa mtu mbaya, sasa mnaona vibaya ati ni mtu ya mlima. Tusikuje kudanganyana. Hii serikali ni mbovu. William Ruto ameteua parastato, wale ambao ni wamesimamia maparastatos wakalenjini tupu zaidi ya watu 200 Kolili Koejini. Amuongelee hiyo kitu, nyinyi mnaona Gachagua. Thank you, Edgar.
Okay, thank you so much, Fred, and thank you so much for your submission. Kindly keep it short. I understand the emotions, I understand the point that everyone is coming from, but again, every opinion is welcome here. So Kenya ni yetu bwana. Ama pia mimi nikitumia Kenya ni home, mtaenda huko kwa timeline mnipige mawe. So Tevo, proceed. Ni aje?
Poa sana Edgar.
Kwa salama, proceed.
Yes, so wakati wa impeachment ndo the parliament wanajua ati wako independent. These two bad MPs have been rubber stamping for William Ruto. So what next? What next is William Ruto is going to get a deputy president who will not question him, a deputy president who will allow the airport to be sold, a deputy president who will allow all these bills like horticultural bill, seed bill from Bill Gates and IMF to be passed. You say the opposition has joined the government. Hizi bills zote zitakuwa zinapita tu kashi. So what next? We need a member of parliament who will petition a motion of removing this president because all the grounds are there. Amewa watu from kudanganya watu, all these things wanakiarigadi Gachagua. So because in the next 1 year, I'm sorry to say that, but we might not have Kenya at the direction we're going with. Angalia the education system, the new funding model, food system, now the GMO from Bill Gates, livestock system, livestock bill, health system, SHIF. Hizi story zote like it's dereva ndakufe tu wa kwanza like literally kumsea dead mazi imejaa masanti.
Pole. Thank you so much for keeping it short. Ian.
Niaje.
Fine, fiti sana. Proceed.
Mimi niko poa yani, lakini mimi si eti niko poa sana. Mimi nimejam vibaya sana sijui niseme nini. Chenye iko ni sidhani vile sioni vile tunaweza kuwa tuko hapa tunaongelea Rigathi. Rigathi amekuwa national issue lini? Bana saa sinafaa kuwa tuongelea zile vitu zinatuhusu. Ama MP wote wako parliament, umeona hakuna kitu wanajua. Ile kitu wanajua tu ni kutokea parliament, wanavote yes ama no. Hiyo ndio kitu iko kwa akili yao. Wao ni yes ama no. Sasa kuna hiyo nini ya Dani, kuna SHIF, kuna University Funding Model. Kuna tu vitu vingi kwa hii country. Sioni vile Rigathi anafaa kuwa national issue sahi. Sioni vile tunamuongelea sahi. Mimi nimejam like naona hii kitu inaendelea tu kufuel. Hadi sasa mimi sioni tukukula krisi vile tumezoea kukula krisi. Krisi na hii sasa naona tunaweza kulia kwa street. Na hiyo ndio kweli iko. Before December naona kutakuwa na maandamano mengine big sana. Anyway, thank you. Mimi sijui chenye naweza sema, nimejam vibaya sana. Next.
Okay, asante Ian. Thank you so much Ian. Steve?
Hey bro, Edgar, how are you? Hope
Fine,
not
how are
very
you?
fine. Yes, just give me a minute, extra minute. It's my first time to talk to your space, but we all have one issue. I'm also disappointed by the happenings of the parliament where MPs have really proved to us that they are on their own, and parliament is a circle where there are people who have invested in that circle. There are people who just deposit, others are withdrawing, and they play the executive tune as they try to purport that they are serving our interest. We are on our own as a people. I'm very mad. Even the impeachment of Rigathi is a non-issue to me, because people are accusing Gachagua. And where is the head? Who is Gachagua? Who is Gachagua? Forget about what he says. All these MPs are tribal. That is Kenya. Even today, if we decide now that he's been impeached, of course, the process is not yet over. That long quasi-judicial before we go even to the judiciary itself. Now, supposedly now, President decide, Uyo Ruto, to pick an Indian, because Indians are also part of the communities in Kenya to be a deputy president, or to pick even a Nubian or a Mijikenda somewhere. Do you think people from Mount Kenya will take it easy? Kenya is always on a tribal line. Look at the Minister of Energy and Petroleum who have been employed there. Surely, with a lot of respect, they are Kalenjins, and they have been there. Na sisi hapa tunaambiwa sisi tutafute kazi sijui wapi, kuosha wazee sijui wapi. Lies after lies. Yeah? And now, let me just close my remark by saying this. I'm soon trying to lobby or put up a bill that will be pushed in Parliament. And I really want to see if that passion, zeal, how Gachagua's issue has become like a pressing issue, as if it's going to unlock the challenge that you are facing from the medical schools and whatever. I'm thinking, and this is my call, that we need to have a bill that compels, and this is what I'm saying because I know there are sons of civil servants here. Myself, I'm part of civil servant. That compels all state officers plus civil servants to go or to be enrolled in public facilities. For example, this is what I mean. If you work for the government, you earn salary from the government, you have those very good medical covers. Please, you go to the public hospital. Go to the public hospital until because that is when we'll start talking. These people don't know what people go through at Mama Lucy or any other hospital, these dispensaries around. If it comes to school, there's no way you are paid hefty salary from the government and your kid is in Australia. You don't know what happens in these public schools. If you live in the city like today, you will realize that everyone is just trying as level best to have their kids. Even watchman ambaye anapata salary ya 12,000 per month or 8,000 per month, they ensure that they try have something called private school, private hospital. That's where they want to take their kids. No one is in public schools. especially these primary schools. If you see someone taking their kids to primary school, public primary school, is a struggle. Well, the same member of parliaments, the same people working for the government purports, and now and again they're on the media saying that we've done this in this school, we've taken some medicine to the hospitals that they don't even go. Yet they have medical cover. When they are sick, they run to Memsha, Aga Khan, wapi, those private hospitals. Na serikali ndi nakulipa taxpayer yangu mimi nakulipa na uende Aga Khan, mimi nikiwa mgonjwa mimi niende kwa hizi vichochoro na nakuwa misdiagnosed, nadungwa shindano za kutibu umbwa, mimi nadungwa tuna chochote pale. It's so painful, my people. We need to have equality. We need equity. Let's push these people, pia wao waanze kutumia, si ati kama imefika kwa barabara wao ndo natupigia kingora kwa barabara ambao sisi tumetengeneza, wanatubulldoze kwa barabara. Ikifika supermarket tunaenda na wao, sukari ile ya shilingi 500 tunanunua na wao. Lakini ikifika kwa mahospitali na mashule wako level yao. That is unacceptable. Kama unafanya kazi kwa serikali, kama wewe ni mbunge, wewe ni nani, unalipwa na mshahara ya taxpayer, tumia facility ambao mnapaport kwamba mnatengeneza. Kila siku watu wanaenda kazi, mfanyikazi watu wa serikali, wengine wako Ministry of Health, kila siku wako huko, but when they are sick they don't go to those facilities. I hope you hear my point. Thank you.
Okay. Asante. I understand just okay. Erico, ama sijui najiita aje. Eric, you've been here for a minute.
Yeah, Eddie.
How are you?
Edgar, boy. Yeah, I'm fine. So personally,
okay, there is a difference between Eric M Global na huyu mwingine anajiita Justice for, I was referring to Justice for whatever. Justice Matters.
Yes, you can hear me.
Yes, proceed. Then after that, Eric, you can take it up from there.
Well, thank you. I just wanted to give a few remarks concerning the impeachment about Gachagua. And I honestly find it, not relevant to the problems that we have in Kenya at the moment. But all in all, it has happened. The only thing I will urge my fellow Kenyans is we should try to find, other methods, to bring sanity to the political system in Kenya. For example, I can give a very small example of what I saw in Bomas of Kenya, whereby a very young man, an activist, I can't remember, maybe you can remind me his name, I don't know, Kebaso or something like that. And, what we saw there, some members of parliament, specifically TJ Kajwang, I don't know, I think he's the member of parliament for Ruaraka. And then there was Beatrice Elaji. They were shouting at the crowd, bigger, bigger. And that's a member of parliament. Those are the kind of people we have in parliament. Honestly, I mean, let's leave Gachagua aside. He's gone. He will go. I was never his supporter. I don't even like him. He conducts himself badly in public. That's the first thing. And he's a tribalist. I mean, Ruto is not any better. He's equally stupid like him. But, well, let Gachagua go. And then we deal with these other issues whereby what I've raised, for example, with these MPs, the way they conduct themselves. Well, those are my just few remarks, and I thank you.
Eric, the other Eric, now you can proceed.
Okay, thank you, Edgar. So personally, let me start by saying that in Kenya we are led by crooks, starting from the National Assembly. That's where the problem is. And I heard someone say that we need to a reconstitution of the IBC. Personally, I support that. That's the only way that you emerge as winners. We as the youth. If you can imagine in let's say 20 years to come or 30 years, those all leaders, they'll be old. Watakuwa wamezeeka wote. Now I can see they are just robbing our future, our kids' future. They don't care. Again, they are using our funds. Kama those MPs, I'm sure they were paid. The way they celebrated, I knew they were paid. So Gachagua is suffering for exposing the government. He exposed their ways. About the shares, he said about the shares of Kina Baba getting the shares and what have you. That's the way they operate now. Now we have known. So we need to join us together, we as youths, because corruption it's like a cancer, and it's robbing everyone. It's getting out of hands as per now. So currently I'm so bitter, but I know we started as Gen Z movement. It was hijacked. Now I don't know what will happen next. If another movement starts, I don't know if it will be Gen Z or I don't know. But the only way we will emerge as winners is through the reconstitution of that IBC. Another thing, I work in the health sector, but whatever I'm seeing people go through about this SHIF, the shifting of the NHIF to SHIF, many people are not able to afford the medical bills. And people are here just, okay, with the motion of impeachment of Gachagua. While we have the main issues, which the common mwananchi is suffering from. So, for me, we have major issues like the SHF, our airport is gone. So we need to join us together, we as Kenyans, and get rid of these crooks. We started from the topmost position, the president, to the chief in the village, because all systems they are crooked in a way. So that's my point.
Aya, asante. Richie, niaje?
Hey. Habari yako Edgar.
Fiti.
Anyway, so what are the options are we looking at? So once Rigathi he's been literally impeached today by the National Assembly. So the next process he's going to the Senate, and I'm assuming that won't be any better. And his last hope will be the judiciary, and probably judiciary. I don't know if Ruto will pull the strings on that side to make him go completely, or the judiciary will be, the independent in quotes arm of the government and do its mandate. But anyway, I think if whatever you've seen how adamant and how proactive these parliamentarians today have been when it comes to matters of it, they are always like this when it comes to very non-essential things like impeaching Rigathi, and they are always proactive when it comes to matters raising their salaries. So today you've seen that actually parliament guys will probably leave parliament buildings at around 12 a.m. or way late in the night. If they did half of this for matters that concern us as citizens, we'd be way better. We'd be probably one of the best countries in this world. But until then, I think we have to realize that we are in a circus. Whatever, at this point, we don't know even what Morara is doing, if he's really genuine. Because today you've just seen, from this Rigathi things, he's been arrested, and then out of nowhere, he was released miraculously on a free bond. We don't know it's like everything is, we are being bombarded by so many things at one point, and we are losing focus of whatever that affects us. So we realize we don't have any priorities at this point, and I think that we are going back. Even this, whatever that Rigathi and Ruto are doing is what Uhuru and Ruto did some few years ago when that's what's the name of that coalition of theirs, when that Kenya, that wasn't Kenya Kwanza, whatever it was called, when that was whatever they did at that point is what they are. It's a repeat of whatever. It's only that Ruto didn't get to a point of being impeached as compared to Rigathi. But Rigathi is not so smart. You guys probably were bought whatever that he did yesterday on TV, that Rigathi is so smart. He's like a chess player. He's played... if he was smart enough, he would have resigned earlier on. Because apart from judiciary at this point, I don't think he has any hopes left to bring him back to that position, the VP position. So for me, I think if he was smart enough, he would have resigned on Friday or yesterday before all this. He would have gone, at least re-strategized, and maybe at that point he will have, Murima will probably be having some bit of a say in the next elections. But at this point, his cook is cooked. His goose is cooked. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Richie, for your submission. Flo?
Thank you. I've really been watching the whole impeachment thing, and I've also been following so many things happening in Kenya, and for me, it's sad. Number one, I think Kenyans were not aware that when they sent out for public participation, Kenyans should have at least taken that a bit seriously, because the MPs, they took it seriously. We saw the numbers of people who supported the motion, the public, and the people who opposed the motion. They had those figures, although we know they are cooked, but I think people gave a lot of drama when they should have been really giving their opinion on the ground. So I think in the future, I think people need to know that when these things come, they should actually maybe cause less drama and participate. I'm impressed by the speed of the MPs and the whole process of Gachagua's impeachment. Was it from just last week? Then the motion was proposed and public participation happened, and today he's impeached. Like, wow! If they took that speed in handling important matters, I'm echoing everyone here who has said, there is important matters like shift should be like top priority before an impeachment, because there are these saddening stories of people dying, like these people who have dialysis, their kidneys, and they cannot get the right help. That is really the most saddening thing. So to see them being so proactive, today they were commended a lot by the speaker for their, good conduct. And I've been watching, so I was like, wow, today they are behaving. But what is saddening as well from what I observed today was they're really, you can see these are people who have been bought. And if you look at the previous finance bill voting, because I also watched the whole thing, you can see the numbers of MPs shifting to Ruto's side is increasing. And of course, they've been enticed by money. what where we are now is um, it will be anything that Ruto wants to pass. He will entice them with money, and we'll see those numbers going up and up, because I could see that only 45 maybe members, 44 plus someone who was absent, I think, were not on the they were on the opposing side. So that was really sad, to see how they are gunning up to get their issues passed, and no one is passing the issues. Okay, way forward. Someone has talked about IEPC reconstruction. I think that should be the case. And for me, I wish I could be given a mic to go around telling everyone, get your ID cards, get your voters card. Like immediately they do this IEBC, and there's a reason they are, of course, delaying it. I don't know if I've lost hope on anything we can do at the moment. I like to hear the ideas of trying to take our own motions to parliament, but I'm just like giving up and only looking at 2027 and thinking we should be ready, we should be armed to take these people out, and that is our strength. Like, let's look at the issues and let's not forget them. And at this point, wacha tu niongee vibaya. When we come to voting, let's not leave our brains at home, because that is what happens. And this time, let no one be swayed. I've seen so many Gen Zs wanabebwa, wanapewa pesa, wanasahau what they are really fighting for. So for me, my focus is 2027. I will do what I need to do. I will not vote any of these gangsters. I'm really sad, and thank you for giving me this platform. I've never raised my hand to speak, and I'm happy, and I hope, guys, that we can keep focusing on making our country better. And oh, I'll say something. I've had an opportunity to go and study somewhere outside the country, and I can tell you, Kenyans, we are far away from getting help from the government. There are countries where people are given money for people with disability. The healthcare is exemplary, and that is what I'm praying for my country. Like, we need these people to work for us. They are working for themselves, and it's really, really sad. Thanks for the opportunity to state my opinion, and I'm praying for my country. Yeah.
Hello. Thank you. Hello.
Unfortunate that the members of parliament are whipped by the president. If we had the members of parliament work as per Article 95, they would have even reviewed the conduct of the president himself. The first person who should have been impeached, we all know, should have been the president. But it is the deputy president who has gone. Well and good, let him go. From there, we'll chant our ways from there. Thank you very much. I rest my case.
All right. Thank you, the one and only Real Joe. I don't want to go beyond midnight. I will have burnout. I've been live since 10 a.m. streaming that speech. And I've also been here now giving you about 4 hours of submission just to hear from you. So, tukwe considerate. Naona Gimuka ameinua mkono juu. I'm going to go to Gimuka and then Nyaradue and then